Hey guys, tonight's dinner is going to be beef enchiladas. I made them before. It was a dish someone had brought over for one of my other surgeries, one of our neighbors. Delicious, delicious. And then I asked her for the recipe, and it was a recipe for chicken enchiladas, which I did post. But at that time, I did make it with the Trader Joe's enchilada sauce. But the actual recipe does show how to make your own enchilada sauce. So this time I'm going to make my own. And it calls for tomato sauce, garlic, chili powder, and cumin, which is in my taco seasoning blend. This is just chili powder, cumin, and coriander. So little added bonus. Some chipotles in adobo sauce, which I never used the whole can, so this is my frozen version of it. Some salt and pepper and some chicken stock. So I'm going to start heating that up. But right now I'm going to cook the meat, and I'm just going to add some onions and garlic to the meat and let that cook with a little bit of the taco seasoning. Give it that Mexican flavor. Yeah, and then I have the corn tortillas from Trader Joe's. So let me start on that homemade enchilada sauce. This is the first time I'm actually making it. Meat's cooking. And then I have a little avocado oil in this pot. And I'm going to add some garlic. I'll post the recipe. And then I'm going to add the chipotles. I need 2 hands for that. So I put the chipotles with the adobo sauce. Like I said, I never use the whole jar, so freeze it. I'll let that cook up until it gets a little soft. It's still frozen. So while I'm cooking the beef enchiladas, Matthew brought to my attention that we had gotten from Trader Joe's this cashew fiesta dip with the soy chorizo that they mixed together and then used it as a dip. So we're going to start, well, mostly them. They're going to start eating that, but I'm going to mix it together.
I'm not vegan, but it's good.
Yeah, all vegan. So cashew, I know they make some cashew cream sauce, which tastes pretty cheesy. I wonder if this cup is big enough. Don't know. All right. 2 hands. So I cut up just a little piece of it. Nope, like that much. That much. And I put it in. It crumbles very quickly. And then I'm going to mix it up. So there you go. Matthew's going to eat some. So I mix it up really good. It's good. And it's vegan. And he likes it. Yay. Okay, so that's all heated up. Gonna add tomato sauce. Oop. Turn that back on. I had to turn it off. I think I burnt the garlic, but oh well. What are you gonna do? 2 cans of tomato sauce. It says like a cup and a half, but I'm not saving half a can. Oh. And then it asks for chili powder and cumin, which is in my taco seasoning blend. My meat's still cooking. That's not ready for the seasonings yet. And it asks for some stock. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to add some of the seasoning. I wonder why it needs the chicken broth. Don't know. Interesting. That's still frozen. Gonna pour some of that in there. Just to make it loose and not so thick. Because enchilada sauce is a little bit loose. I'm gonna have to look at that recipe. I don't know if it needs more. I will find out. So the meat is almost cooked, but I added that soy chorizo in there because we made the whole container of the dip. And so this was the extra. So throwing it in, has the flavors, right? And the crumbles. And then I'm gonna add the onions and the garlic. Go. Oops. Onions and garlic. I probably don't have to really put that taco seasoning in there now that I added that chorizo that had the flavors in it. And then I'm just going to put a little salt. And when it's fully cooked, I'll taste it and see if it needs any more salt. That was about half a teaspoon. I tasted it. It tastes like enchilada sauce. It's still a little thick. I think I'm going to loosen it with a little more chicken stock. There you go. Look at that. Now I don't have to buy enchilada sauce. That is awesome. So there's my dish. And here are my Trader Joe's corn tortillas. They are tiny. And these are going to be very difficult to put meat and roll them, especially since corn tortillas break very easily. So I think what I'm going to do is make this more like a lasagna. So I've always seen, enchilasagna. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to layer the tortillas, meat, maybe cheese, tortillas, meat, cheese, something like that. Or maybe tortillas, meat, tortillas, cheese. Something like that. So I got my cheddar. I'm going to shred some up. But yes, I'm going to make it like a lasagna. So, enchilasagna. Yay, look at that. I put some sauce on the bottom of the pan. Corn tortillas. Layer of meat. Layer of corn tortillas. And now I am going to do the layer of cheese on top of the corn tortillas. Yeah, because when we made the enchiladas, it's not like you can actually really take out one. You're cutting it, it cuts into the other one because they're all kind of stuck together and they cook together. So this will be easier cutting it into squares. Now I'm going to put another layer of meat. Layer of meat. More corn tortillas. Yeah, so each pack had 12. So 6 makes one layer in this dish. There we go. Now before I add that cheese, I'm going to pour the sauce. I don't know if I need to use all of it, but I'm going to pour the sauce and let it get all in those grooves and cracks. And then cheese will be the last thing on top. So I added all the sauce. I figured 2 cans. This is a pretty big tray. A lot of it will soak into the meat. And then top the rest with cheese. I remember I made an enchilasagna Pampered Chef recipe a long time ago when the kids were younger. They didn't like it. But now they do. That was when our neighbor brought that over for us. That was a big surprise for me, and I was really glad that they like it. Their palates definitely have expanded now that they're older. I think I'm going to grate some more cheese, just a little more. Then I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. And I have my oven at 395 because it has to be 5 degrees lower than the temperature you actually want, or the standard temperatures. So instead of 400, it's at 395 because that's how my Whirlpool works. And then I'm going to stick it in the oven so that the cheese gets melted. Everything pretty much is cooked. So I did not cover it because everything is hot and room temperature. You know, it's thawed, it's not frozen. So it's just going to heat and melt and should be done in about 15 minutes. And look at that. Oh, bubbly. It's heavy too. Normally I would have made a salad with that, but we actually ate the salad before I started making dinner, so no salad. And with the corn tortillas, that's enough carbs, so no rice either, not tonight anyway. But that's dinner tonight. I'll show you what it looks like plated. It probably will look like a mess, but I'm going to show you what it looks like plated. Look at that. That one came out nice, whereas the others did not make the cut. But that's dinner tonight.